This video is sponsored by War
Thunder!
Out of all the Mario games people speedrun, the Mario and Luigi RPGs probably aren't the first ones that come to mind. It lives in the shadows of 2D Mario, 3D Mario, Mario Kart, or even the other Mario RPG series, Paper Mario. But even though Mario and Luigi speedruns are more underground, one fact remains. These games are broken, and Superstar Saga speedruns are especially broken. The origins of Superstar Saga speedruns date back to 2005 on the Speed Demos archive forums, where players would discuss potential strategies and routes for the game, to see if it had potential for a good speedrun. Early routes of the game were quick to establish the importance of getting the mush badges from the shop in Little Fungi Town, powerful badges that, when equipped, increase your POW stat based on how many mushrooms you have in your inventory. This effect, when combined with high DPS bros attacks, such as Chopper Bros and Advanced Knockback Bros, took down late game bosses faster than you could say, "I have Fury." On July 19th, 2006, these efforts culminated in a 29-part segmented speedrun by Dragon Dark in 3 hours and 26 minutes. A very respectable time for a glitchless run, even by today's standards. But that was the real kicker. Dragon Dark's run may have exploited the overpowered mush badges later in the run, and they clearly put a considerable amount of effort into routing the game. But the game was not broken. At least, not yet. While Superstar Saga lay dormant on the RTA side for several years after Dragon Dark's run, further advancements would be made by tool-assisted speedrunners heading into the 2010s. On sites such as TASVideos, some of the first glitch discoveries were documented here, including a primitive version of wall clipping using Luigi's Thunder Hand found by Kazooie. These clips didn't really amount to much until 2010, when a much more powerful method of clipping was discovered: the Fire Dash glitch. In late 2010, a Superstar Saga task would be published in 6 parts on the Japanese video sharing website Nico Nico by the tasser Kurikinton. The task clocked in at 3:07:45 and was mostly glitchless. But towards the end of the run, the first major skip in the game's history would be shown off: Bowser Castle skip. Exclusive to the Japanese version, the Fire Dash glitch involves Mario using Firebrand on Luigi as the latter is close to a ledge. This causes Luigi to fall off the ledge without Mario, and when Luigi begins to walk around, both brothers enter a glitched state that alters how they interact with collision. This glitched state was used to enter the end of the escape sequence, allowing for direct access to the final boss, skipping the entirety of Bowser Castle, saving over 20 minutes. Unfortunately, no surviving footage of this task is available, but the glitch would be replicated and properly understood by the protagonist of this story, Mug1991. Mug is a German speedrunner and tasser who mainly focuses on Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. Ever since 2007, Mug had expressed interest in creating a task for the game, but initially abandoned the idea due to boredom and a lack of interesting strategies. The discovery of Bowser Castle skip, however, motivated Mug to investigate Superstar Saga deeper. Interestingly, when he first replicated Bowser Castle skip, the game behaved as if the timer ran out, resulting in a game over. It was soon discovered that in order to avoid the scenario, you could activate a timer event where the timer is not guaranteed to reach 0, such as the surfing minigame in Oho Ocean. This puts a non-zero timer address in the game's memory, and it will only reach 0 if you reset the game. With this problem solved, Bowser Castle skip saved around 20 minutes via the Fire Dash glitch. In addition, the Fire Dash glitch could be used to skip other sections of the game, such as most of Guarhar Lagoon and Joke's End. With over 30 minutes of potential time saved from a single glitch alone, Mug was even more determined to find even more sequence breaks. And over the next 2 years, Mug would work on and off finding new glitches, developing Lua scripts, and brainstorming route ideas. Ultimately, these efforts paid off. big time, as on December 8th, 2012, Mug published a Superstar Saga task to YouTube, and this was the runtime. Whoa. Mug had completely cracked the game. In a matter of 2 years, he single-handedly slashed nearly 2 hours off of Creakinton's 2010 task. Evidently, a majority of the game had been skipped. So how? What did Mug find that brought the time down this much? Let's just say, a lot. And the key to it all was this barrel. But first, a word from this video's sponsor, War Thunder. This is the most comprehensive vehicle combat ever made, available on PC, consoles, and mobile. With over 2,500 planes, tanks, and ships to choose from your 1920s biplanes to your modern fighter jets, these vehicles aren't just for show. Every detail is intricately modeled and can be damaged, from the engines and the fuel tanks to the crew itself. As a result, the intense combat system of War Thunder is complete with realistic graphics, detailed vehicles, and authentic sound effects to replicate the most powerful war machines of our time. My favorite feature is the vehicle customization, featuring countless camo patterns and decor, including community-created ones. With over 70 million players competing in PvP battles today, there is no shortage of high-quality content for fans of military history. War Thunder is available to play for free on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and mobile. To get started with my limited time offer, click my link below, which includes exclusive Eagle of Valor decorator, 100,000 silver lions, and 7 days of premium account. This bonus is available to all PC and console players who are new to the game or haven't logged on in the past 6 months. The first 45 minutes of Mug's task is basically glitchless up until Chucklehuck Woods, where after learning the Mini Mario and Luigi Dunk Bros moves, Mug enters this room containing a barrel for Luigi to enter via the Luigi Dunk. This is where the first glitch of the task comes to play, and it's responsible for the majority of the glitches. Barrel storage. By breaking the barrel with Luigi inside with Mario's hammer, and frame perfectly hopping on top of the barrel just as it's about to disappear, the broken barrel suddenly appears over Luigi again. When entering a different room, the barrel is successfully stored, as seen in the barrel icon over Luigi's action commands. This barrel can then be summoned back with these stored barrel commands. This is especially useful, as on the Japanese version, barrel storage can be used to perform barrel clipping. While Luigi is in a glitched barrel from the barrel storage, the Mario Brothers have the ability to swap places when Luigi is barreled, something that you normally cannot do. This strange property allows you to clip past walls horizontally, which Mug used to leave Chucklehuck Woods with the stored barrel commands, and then again in the overworld to clip past these black rocks. These black rocks block access to these surfing spots, areas you're not supposed to reach until you obtain the Ultra Hammers after collecting the Beamstar pieces. But thanks to barrel clipping, Mug reached the surfing spots so he could surf to Oho Oasis, where Mario learns Firebrand, skipping most of Chucklehuck Woods and Woohoo University. This was a huge sequence break, yet what followed made early Firebrand look tame in comparison. Before I go any further, this is a flashing lights warning. If you are epileptic or sensitive to intense flickering, viewer discretion is advised. You see, Mug got Firebrand as a means to an end, not as a way to perform the now primitive Fire Dash glitch, but rather something far more powerful. In June of 2012, Mug discovered the seemingly useless Mini Mario glitch. By pounding Mario with Luigi's hammer to make him mini, you can lead small Mario into a hole to separate the brothers. Now, if you switch to Luigi and reunite with Mario, Luigi will move behind Mario and pound him back to normal size. However, Mug found out that you could jump with Luigi precisely close to Mario in a way to where instead of Luigi moving behind Mario to pound him, Mario will instead be the brother in the back. This allows Mini Mario to do things like pound Luigi into the ground, as well as other glitchy interactions, but was overall thought to be useless. It seemed that Mug hit yet another snag. But thankfully, just a few months later in October, Mug took a deeper look into the Mini Mario glitch, and in the process, discovered arguably the most powerful glitch in the game, the Action Command glitch. And it was all thanks to Mario's Firebrand. Before becoming Mini Mario, if you have Mario select the hand action command while he's in the back, switch him to be in front so Luigi can make him Mini, and then perform the Mini Mario glitch, the screen gets covered in pixel vomit as a result of glitched action commands. In this state, if Mario scrolls through action commands to get a glitched hammer and dunks Luigi with the glitched hammer, he will receive a glitched high jump when Luigi pops out of the ground, an action command he shouldn't have at all. When Mario performs this glitched high jump, you can press L or R to cycle through any action command on Mario or Luigi, including hundreds of glitchy garbage commands that are either useless or very useful. After Mug's task gets Firebrand, the action command glitch is performed, using Mario high jumps to give Mario an even glitchier hop-on barrel command. Unlike the barrel storage in Chucklehuck Woods, the barrel commands don't disappear when the barrel is broken. Rather, this glitched barrel command allows you to summon a glitched barrel on Luigi basically anywhere, opening up the possibilities for not just more barrel clips, but so much more. When Mario has this glitched hop-on barrel command when he's in the rear, you can cycle through his commands to get high jump again, meaning you can get any action command anywhere. The task then def warps from Oho Oasis back to Bean Bean Castle, and the glitchy barrel command still persists as long as a save isn't reloaded. From here, Mug barrel clips out of Castletown to the east and heads to Teehee Valley early to perform the Big Skip. Teehee Valley is visited a total of 3 times during the course of a normal playthrough. The first time, you're escorting Peach to Little Fungi Town on the other side of the desert. The second time is when you're searching for the Beanstar pieces, and finally, after completing Joke's End, where Luigi parachutes down from the Koopa Cruiser, landing underground in the desert, revealing a block that grants Mario access to an isolated area to the west that was previously inaccessible. In this area, you rescue Luigi and fight Popple and Birdo. Defeating this duo sets a flag for the endgame, opening up access to the final area, Bowser Castle. In the days following the discovery of the action command glitch, Mug theorized that if you could somehow make your way past this wall, you could fight Popple and Birdo early, and then reach the end of the game. Doing so would skip 2/3 of the entire game. But this posed a challenge. Barrel clipping would not work here, since it could only clip horizontally and not vertically. But as you probably guessed by now, Mug found a workaround. Hat teleporting. By high jumping on Luigi, you cycle through action commands until Mario gets a specific glitched hammer to dunk Luigi in the ground with. Then high jump onto the dunked Luigi in order to obtain glitch movement that, when used properly, allows you to clip through walls vertically, similar to the Fire Dash glitch. Using the hat teleport, Mug managed to skip over half of the game, skip the entirety of Bowser's Castle, and defeat Cackaletta in 1 hour and 12 minutes. After looking for new glitches, writing Lua scripts, and routing on and off across a few years, Mug almost single-handedly broke the game in half, and created a mind-blowing task which showcased the new speedrunning potential Superstar Saga suddenly had. The question was, who would be brave enough to run the game? Well, initially, it was just Mug, who in 2013 completed the first any percent run with glitches in 2 hours, 43 minutes, and 42 seconds. And it's since been lost to time. But what is known about this run is that it was littered with mistakes, including many deaths on the final boss. It left a lot to be desired, and although Mug never really ran the game RTA much, no one could undermine how he revolutionized Superstar Saga, and the game certainly wouldn't be where it is today without them. By 2014, the groundwork laid out by Mug would inspire a new runner to tackle any percent: altabiscuit. altabiscuit began speedrunning Superstar Saga in February 2014, and within a matter of weeks, managed to bring the time below the 2-hour mark. And by March, he got a 1:36:51, his first run without any major mistakes. Alta mostly followed the route Mug created, but with some tweaks. Alta collected several coins, mushrooms, and various items throughout the run, deviating from the tasks in Teehee Valley to perform a hat teleport past Trunkle to reach Little Fungi Town in order to sell items and purchase the Mush Badge, which not only increases POW by 20, but also increases your flat damage output depending on how many mushrooms you have in your inventory. Otherwise, the damage output you'd have against late game bosses like Birdo and Cacoletta's Soul would be pitiful, since you're so underleveled. Speaking of which, to this day, the final boss is by far the hardest part of the run, harder than any of the action command glitches. Since you're so underleveled, mastering Chopper Bros mashing, dodging attacks, and preventing Cacoletta from doing slow and deadly attacks in the later phases is everything. This fight is often the reason you may hear runners of this game claim that any run that finishes is a good run. It's that brutal. Even in a marathon setting, the best runners this game has ever had all died to the final boss. altabiscuit at SGDQ 2015, Murmilio at AGDQ 2018, and Tonkotsu in his race against Mikurom at RTA in Japan summer 2022, which ended up costing him the race. He did get his redemption at AGDQ 2024 though, with no deaths.
That's it?
Yes. Let's go. Yes.
Yeah!
Yes.
Oh, on top of all of this, you have to go through the entire run without saving until you reach the final save point. Otherwise, no Bowser Castle skip for you. Even with such a difficult speedrun, Alta was determined to push the game to its limits. Throughout 2014, he would continue to push the record lower and lower, and even stumble across even more time saves. By September, Alta had not only switched from running on the Game Boy player to the Wii U Virtual Console release for more efficient practice using restore points, but also switched from running on the Japanese version in favor of English. While English didn't have barrel clipping, workarounds for the tricks used in older routes were found. Instead of getting Firebrand from Oho Oasis early, Alta temporarily gave Mario Firebrand in Chucklehuck Woods immediately after performing barrel storage using Sign Glitch, discovered by TheGuesst. Interacting with the sign after barrel storage gives Luigi action commands he shouldn't have, like Spin Jump. Much like High Jump on Mario, this is used to give Mario Firebrand, so that the action command glitch could be performed in Chucklehuck Woods, saving over 7 minutes. Alta also used the action command glitch to give Luigi Thunderhand to get super hammers early to break rocks in Teehee Valley, since barrel clipping didn't work, as well as a new method of skipping the black rocks. However, the disadvantages of English are made up for thanks to a faster setup for the sign glitch than on JP, and the Mush Badge is both cheaper to buy, and the buffs to your damage output are about 60% greater. Another runner, VLAC SR, would bring new optimizations to the table, including the red pepper strats for the Cacoletta fight. Consuming a red pepper boosts attack power, but increases that brother's weight, making attacks harder to dodge. By intentionally killing Mario after he eats a red pepper, you keep the attack buff after being revived with a 1-up, but without the heavy status ailment. While in a vacuum, the final boss is much faster on JP because Cacoletta's soul has 400 less HP than on English, which allows advanced knockback bros to one-cycle the boss, the mush badge buffs on English, combined with the red pepper, makes Chopper Bros incredibly powerful. Enough to still 2-cycle the boss without the need to grind for advanced knockback bros, saving several minutes. Ultimately, the switch to English and the new strats allowed altabiscuit to lower his PB down to a 120.12 by February 2015, just 1 year into running the game, and a run to this day he considers to be his cleanest with what was known at the time. He may have beaten it months later with the first 119, but to this day, it's certainly his proudest achievement in this game, and is still the fastest time submitted to SDA. World record accuracy be damned. Mug's TAS in 2012 and the route revisions made by new runners in 2014 form the blueprint that Superstar Saga speedrun routes still follow to this day. In the decade since the game was busted wide open, new strats and optimizations have been implemented, bringing the time lower than anyone could have imagined all those years ago. The game has since been released on Nintendo Switch Online, featuring more save state slots for practice, a faster frame rate than GBA, and a more accessible platform to obtain the PAL version, which sjorec found Spanish to be 17 seconds faster than English, due to faster text boxes and a faster Bowser's Castle skip setup. Currently, the any percent world record is a 1:11:32 by Murmilio, who not only has completely dominated any percent for nearly 10 years straight, but managed to beat Mug's 2012 TAS in the process. This world record was set on March 2nd, 2023, and still remains uncontested 2 years later. The TAS has since been lowered under 1 hour. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga is not a game that you would imagine to be super broken, but thanks to the hard work of a small but passionate community, the game transformed into one of the coolest, yet most underrated speed games in the entire Mario franchise. And what's even better is that Superstar Saga is far from the only broken Mario & Luigi game. I'd even go as far as to say that it's only the second most broken Mario & Luigi game. But that is a story for another time and place. Thank you to community members Potato and altabiscuit for providing feedback on my script, and Glitch Doctor for editing. Thank you again to War Thunder for sponsoring today's video. Just a friendly reminder to any new players or players who have not logged on in the past 6 months that play on PC or console to get my limited time package, which includes the exclusive Eagle of Valor decorator, 100,000 silver lions, and 7 days of premium account. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to shoot for the moon.